The 2020s have proven to be a golden age for horror cinema, with a great catalog of films that terrified audiences and dominated the box office. Hits like Sinners, Longlegs, A Quiet Place Day 1, Smile 2, and Nosferatu all made significant impacts. However, standing above them all was Terrifier 3. Damien Leone's sequel became an unexpected phenomenon in 2024, earning a staggering 45 times its budget and solidifying its place as one of the year's biggest horror films. Now, Leone is set to deliver what fans have eagerly anticipated with Terrifier 4, a film he's teased as the most epic, horrifying, thrilling, emotional, and satisfying conclusion to the Terrifier saga. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Announcement. Back in January, director Damien Leone spoke with Chris Parker from 3C Films on YouTube at an event called Texas Frightmare Weekend. He mentioned that he was still working on the script for the new movie, so it's in the very early stages. But he did promise fans something they've wanted since the first movie came out in 2016, an explanation of where the scary clown, Art, actually came from. Leone said that Terrifier 4 will show Art's background right at the start of the movie, within the first 15 minutes. According to Monster Flicks, the fourth part is expected to premiere on October 2026. Recap. But before talking about what is to come, let's have a quick visit into what's already happened and been known to the viewers from the 3 films in the franchise so far. Now, the Terrifier series is all about Art the Clown, a scary demonic character who keeps coming back to life and causing chaos. His main goal in each movie is to go on a rampage and kill as many people as possible. However, the second movie introduces Sienna and her brother Jonathan, who become our main heroes and Art's primary targets. In the third film, which takes place years after the previous one, we see Art focusing on trying to attack not just the two of them, but also everyone they care about, along with many innocent people who get caught in his path. But what the Terrifier movies are most famous for is their extreme gore. These films are incredibly bloody, using tons of fake blood. Even with smaller budgets, all 3 movies have managed to create incredibly realistic prosthetic and gore effects. It's truly impressive how well they pull off these practical effects, making them a masterclass in low-budget yet highly impactful horror. The best way to describe the Terrifier series, as per some fans, is morbidly creative. Where we left off. Now, Terrifier 3 is said to be one of the most extreme films released in a long time, with the idea of mercy being unfamiliar and nowhere to be seen in this bloodbath. In the climax of the movie, Art and Vicky capture Sienna, her Aunt Jessica, and her Uncle Greg, and torture them to let a demon take her over. Despite Jessica and Greg's brutal deaths, and Art revealing Jonathan's severed head, Sienna stays strong. Unbeknownst to them, Sienna had hidden a sword from Terrifier 2 in a present. Her cousin Gabby, who knew about it, tricked Art into letting Sienna open it. Even with broken hands, Sienna used the sword to decapitate Vicky, then stabbed Art and pinned him to the wall. Before Sienna could kill Art, Vicky's head melted, opening a portal to hell that Gabby fell into. Sienna tried to save Gabby but failed, and Gabby fell to hell. This helped Art, who then escaped on a bus. The movie ends with Sienna vowing to find Gabby, while Art disappears on that bus. Many questions remain on why Art can't die, the roles of the little pale girl and Vicky, and why Sienna's father's comic books are vital to defeating Art. What's to come? While the Terrifier films aren't exactly celebrated for their complex storylines or deep character development, the ending of Terrifier 3 brilliantly sets the stage for what's to come, leaving audiences on the edge of their seats. The dramatic conclusion creates a clear path for a huge, almost biblical showdown between Sienna, who's become Art's sworn enemy, and the diabolical clown himself. A key hint about the future of the series comes from the movie's final moments, directly referencing the Ninth Circle. This isn't just a nod to the very first short film that introduced Art the Clown to the world, but also refers to the deepest and most terrifying level of hell, as described by the famous poet Dante in his epic work, Inferno. This clue strongly suggests that Terrifier 4 will likely see Sienna embark on a perilous journey directly into hell. Her mission will undoubtedly be twofold: rescue her cousin Gabby, who tragically fell into the infernal portal, and finally bring an end to Art's brutal and relentless reign of terror once and for all. Adding to the excitement, director Damien Leone had confirmed that the upcoming 4th film, at last, will reveal Art's mysterious origins, a backstory that is almost certainly tied to this very underworld and his demonic nature. This means that we'll finally get answers to how he became the silent, terrifying killer that we so very well know. Along with that, it's also been said that unlike Terrifier 3's holiday horror vibe, the fourth one is said to be a return to its original brutal slasher roots. Future beyond Terrifier 4. It's also important to note that Damien Leone recently mentioned in an interview that the Terrifier series might stretch to 5 movies. In the world of horror films, that wouldn't be surprising at all, as successful horror franchises often continue for many installments. The plan for the next films may be something like a Part 1 and Part 2 scenario, similar to how Marvel movies like The Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame were connected. But instead of a dangerous purple alien in Thanos, it will feature a dangerous clown in Art to cause all the mayhem. A genre-defying change. But there could be a little tweak that Terrifier 4 may make in the setting of the story that might bring about a major long-term change in horror genre films in general. You see, the first 2 Terrifier movies took place on Halloween, which is a common setting for horror films. However, Terrifier 3 surprised many by being set at Christmas, and this change made it feel fresh and even more enjoyable, since each movie so far has been linked to a holiday, just as many classic horror films of the past have been. Everyone naturally wondered what holiday Terrifier 4 would be about. But the director, Damien Leone, has said something unexpected that suggests the next film might not follow this pattern at all. At a horror event called MonsterManiaCon in November 2024, when asked about Terrifier 4's holiday, Leone simply said, "I don't know. I never really intended for that to become a gimmick." Fans in the audience then started shouting out different holidays, with Art the Clown's actor David Howard Thornton even joking about it being on Flag Day. However, Leone might have also meant that the holiday in Terrifier 4 won't be as important or central to the story as Christmas was in the third movie. Since Terrifier 4 is being set up as the final film in Art's story, dropping the holiday theme could be a good move. For a grand finale, sometimes it's best to remove the usual tricks and let the story stand on its own. Terrifier 3 made the series incredibly popular, so bringing the last movie back to its core elements could be a great way to give fans a satisfying ending. Cast details. Even though the final cast hasn't been confirmed yet, there are some confirmations that we're assured of, mainly with the actors who play characters that are necessary to the storylines. Lauren Lavera will almost certainly be back as Sienna Shaw, the main hero of the series who seems to be the only one who can truly fight Art the Clown. This means she'll once again face off against David Howard Thornton as the terrifying Art. But the recent indirect exchange on Twitter between Thornton and Leone seemed quite serious regarding the socio-political indulgence in horror films, though we hope it doesn't escalate to another level that might hamper the future Terrifier projects. While Samantha Scafidi's character, Victoria Hayes, might return to help Art get revenge on Sienna, her death at the end of Terrifier 3 looked pretty final. However, since death isn't always permanent in the Terrifier universe, it's not impossible to see Vicky again. Antonella Rose should also return as Sienna's cousin Gabby, as Sienna will need to rescue her from hell. The biggest question mark is Elliot Fulham as Sienna's brother, Jonathan. Even though Terrifier 3 strongly suggests he was killed, we never actually saw his death, and the series is known for showing all of Art's gruesome kills. Plus, the decapitated head Art showed Sienna while having Jonathan's glasses could have belonged to anyone. It's safe to say that the only definite returns for Terrifier 4 are David Howard Thornton as the seemingly unkillable Art the Clown, and Lauren Lavera as the equally resilient Sienna Shaw. The series often includes cameos, so expect some new faces alongside familiar ones. We'll have to wait and see who truly makes it back to the land of the living in the next installment. Marvelous verdict. That brings us to the end of what we know about Terrifier 4 so far. We've certainly tried to guess what fans can expect, based on what's been said and what happened before, but honestly, after Terrifier 3, which was a crazy Christmas-themed horror film that gave us some of the most stomach-churning kills and shocking scares, it's impossible to predict how director Damien Leone will proceed with everything. Still, we'll be there with our tickets and our popcorn ready, prepared for Art the Clown one last time. Or at least, one last time until the next one, because in horror movies, the hope for a sequel never truly dies. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, and do share it with your friends. Also, please feel free to subscribe to Marvelous Videos for more such content. Until next time, take care, and ciao!